Hey there and happy Monday. I don't know if any of you are like me and daylight savings time really takes a number on me. And my hair too. Looks like there's something sticking up. Oh well, okay, just leave it. I think it has a mind of its own. Okay, so yeah, so I'm not a morning person, and so this time change kind of always just throws me for a loop. But I went through McDonald's today, got my Diet Coke, so I'm ready for you guys. Hi there, Lisa, and I'm going to do card number 5 out of 10 for the month of March, and I'm really excited about it because I did a foreign exchange student program and lived in Holland for that. And so today I just have to bring you some beautiful Dutch tulips to go with one of their molens or windmills. And so that's just something that's near and dear to my heart. So I want to share that with you. And I'm really excited about the pretty tulip colors that they put in their paper for this. Hi there, Marie. Good afternoon to you too. So let me just put down my iPad because that's connected and ready for your questions or comments or whatever you have to ask or share. So yes, all right. So like I said, number 5 already for the month of March. Let me get my lighting over here a little bit different so that way you can see it. And I'm going to show you where everything's at. Most of the products I'm going to be using are from the Flowering Field Suite. Hey there, Brenda. Good to see you. And Patricia, too. So the May Your Days Bloom with Joy and Happiness isn't part of this Flowering Tulips, but I will show you where that is from. Hi there, Lois. In the mini catalog is where everything pretty much is at, except for maybe a couple accessories here. And then on page 15, is where we see the Flowering Tulips bundle and the Tulip Fields bundles. So they go really well together. And since, you know, sometimes you just can't decide which is the best. Hi, Pam. Hi, Tabitha. Thanks for sharing. I decided to use a sentiment from this one because I got both of them. And I'm using these dies. I've used that small one for you guys recently. And then today I'm using the bigger, the 3 dies that make up the bigger, and then this little tiny row of tulips there. I was going to add some ribbon, but the windmill was pretty large. And then when I got my sentiment on there, it's like, okay, the card's full, which is nice. And then I'm going to use these brushed brass butterflies too, because those are great. And then the paper, I've kind of went through the paper before with you guys, so I'm not going to do it page by page. But just know this is the one that I'm going to be using. I think sometimes just showing you which page it is out of the whole collection will help you narrow down. Because sometimes in the catalogs, the catalog colors and such, it's sometimes hard to know. So it looks like that on one side. It has this really pretty pattern on the other that I've seen a lot of projects using that side too. And tonight I'm going to just order more of this before anything should happen. I don't think there's even low inventory on it, but I just know I want more. So that's that. Oh, and then before I put my catalog down, page 27, that's kind of the fun part here, is seeing how this cute Happy Easter, or excuse me, Easter Friends stamp set, how that goes well with it too. So that's where May Your Days Blossom with Joy and Happiness. That's where that sentiment comes from this for that card today. So I just feel like I like the font. It just flows with the flowers and looks great like that. Alrighty, so yeah, so the reason kind of that I got both of them too is that I liked the sentiments, but I knew I needed this little guy, and then I would like to show you how to use these other tulip stamps too, to make different tulip fields too, because those tulip fields, it's not just in pictures, they really do that over there, and it's really quite amazing to see in person. This is kind of my color scheme, like pumpkin pie. It was such a beautiful color. Like when I lived there, I got tulips often, and the oranges were just the prettiest, so vibrant in person. So that's why I love this paper. And I'm bringing in some, besides pumpkin pie, Mango Melody, and actually Mango Melody is going to be my card base here. And then to put my windmill together, you can see, kind of did this on purpose, like, okay, this one has to be the body, and, you know, trying to, do you ever do that? You look, okay, which, the darker or the lighter, which one needs to be die cut first and which is the overlay. So I've got some crumb cake and soft suede for that. All right, so let me I think it started just with doing the die cutting right off the bat. Just because then after that's done, the rest is just assembly. And so the Windmill Fields dies are the ones that I'm using here. Brenda, I am going to Orange City for the Tulip Festival. I am. And my son goes to college there. So every time we go there, I kind of feel like I'm going home because they have the big windmill that greets you as soon as you get into town. Plus everything else there is Dutchy. All the storefronts are Dutchy, whether it's a hardware store, that's whatever. It's just really fun. But yes, Brenda, I'm excited already for that. Counting down the sleeps already starting this past weekend. Okay, so we've got the cute bike that I can't wait to show for you guys. I've done the clouds for you guys, and the fence, and this other windmill from the Windmill Fields dies. The one that I'm not using is the tulips dies. I kind of like to just let you know that too. And then the dies that I'm using, you can see, I like to kind of put on my hand. Well, you'll see it on the card too, but you know, quite sizable. So we've got the blades there, and then 2 pieces of the windmill, and then this little one is the tulips that get ran through as well. So I'm just going to load up my machine here and just kind of keep cutting from this one here. And you know what, I might as well just take actually this little piece here and just do a couple at a time. So I'm just gonna run, I only need a little section of the tulips there, and so I'm just gonna kind of just take a piece, a little strip. If Lisa's watching, she'll be like, yep, Belle's using her scraps again, which is good. So I'm just using like a little scrap from this pumpkin pie color, so I can cut that down even a little bit more. And then here's my little, this almost looks like a big up arrow, doesn't it? Okay, let's see, that's stuck to my new cutting pad because it's so new. Okay, so it does kind of have a nice little kind of crease or edge along that, but that's going to get covered up anyway. But if you were stamping it, using it differently, then that's kind of nice to see and know. And then I'm just going to run this through, and this is going to be kind of the outline that goes on the top. So this is why I did it in the darker soft suede color, because that's going to put all the detail on the windmill. And that has lots of tiny little pieces. Often I run that through twice, like I go back and forth. We'll see. Hopefully that's okay. And I'm just gonna poke, 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 poke. Sometimes when it's really pokey, I just run one that's already poked through for you guys. But this one just came out really nice and easy the first time, so I really didn't give it too much thought. But I'm always about not wanting to waste your time either when watching my videos, but yeah, it's the easy pokes, the one that just needs a little bit of a nod to get out of there. Okay, so we've got that, and then that's all clean. Then let's take this big piece here and take those blades and put that down here. I'm gonna see if I can conserve a little bit. Otherwise it could really take up a lot of space, but if I kind of just layer it next to the one I just did, then I think we'll be in good shape. Okay, and poke that. And because this one does have some kind of intricate little pieces, I am gonna go back and forth, just hoping that that will eliminate some of the poking that I need to do. And then I'm gonna take this. There we go. So yeah, most of these little pieces are still stuck to my cutting mat, because that cutting mat is a lot older. I just replaced my top one because it was bowing just enough that it was annoying to me. And it's like, you know what? Aren't fresh cutting pads like the best? So I got that out, and now everything's sticking to this one because it's just older and it's got grooves from the paper. Okay, so we've got that. There we go. Hi Jennifer, good to text back and forth with you today. All right, so we've got all these little pieces here to put things together. And I think what I'm going to do is just start with that pretty paper here and just put that down first so that we have that. Whoops, if I can get it pulled up. There we go. to go right on top of my card base. So this piece is cut 4 by 5 1/4. Hi there, Donna. Donna loves the tulips too. And then my card base today that is going on is the Mango Melody. I really like just the fresh brightness of this color, and I just don't tend to use it often, but when I do, it's like, why don't I use this color more often? So I folded that the long way, so it's 11 inches scored at 5 1/2 there, and then 4 1/4 here. And then I'm just going to put this right on top of there like so. And I'll set that aside. And then for putting this onto this piece, what I'm going to do is grab some of my green glue. I didn't think it really needed adhesive sheets because there was these nice little pieces or strips kind of in chunks of plain cardstock. Oops, let me put that lid on right away so I don't end up with glue maybe somewhere where I don't want it to be. So there was just enough solid parts where it's like, that's all it needs really for glue to get it to go on there. So I'm just gonna put that right on top. And the other thing that I love about our green glue is it has that little bit of sliding power. So if it's not quite on, you can just slide it into place. Very adjustable, which is wonderful. So we've got that. Does that remind you of those cookies? Did anybody have those cookies growing up that you could eat that looked like this? It just kind of gives me that like ginger type graham cracker taste already that I'm thinking. So that's kind of fun and nostalgic. So then next to build this on, I'm just going to take a glue, mini glue dot and press the windmill blades into there. Hi there, Nancy. Good to see you on here. And with this, I kind of want to center these going down like this, just for card space. And then that hole there is what I'm going to line up on my hole here. And just kind of put that right over the top like so. So there we've got that built. And then for accessorizing, I'm going to do that right now because I almost feel like I could forget that because I'm going to, you know, just go on to the rest of the card. Yes, the windmill cookies. Lois knows what I'm talking about. So to cover up that little dot there, I'm going to get out my metallic pearls. They come in both gold and silver. I just got more in because you guys have been using these. If you know from watching my videos which ones I tend to use, you know, here and there, and which ones I use a lot of. So it's definitely, it was time to get more of these. Okay, I was going to try and pry that one out of there, but I'm just going to use one right from the sheet. Okay. So I've got just that tiny little bit. I didn't want it to be overwhelming. I just wanted it to look finished and, whoops, finished and subtle, and just taking up that little spot in the center there. So now this is ready to go. Oops, let me just get my card back over here. This is ready to go on my card. And for that, I want to pop up just the body of it. I want my blades to kind of look free flowing and such. And so I'm just going to kind of stagger my dimensionals there, and they're going to get the dimensionals on the body, but like I said, I'm leaving the blades just blank. Oops, one of those little pieces from die cut is on there. And now, oh, okay, hold on. And so I just want to center this is or get it as close, I should say, to my card edge as I can, and then make sure that that's even there on the bottom. But what I kind of want oops about is my little gold metallic pearl slid down, and I can see adhesive on there. I think I maybe just didn't push it down hard enough. So now I feel like it's secure. I did before though too. Okay, so I've got that going, and like I said, I want it so that it's not too close to the edge, so that when you put it in an envelope that you're sending to somebody, that's not gonna get banged up for that. But I do kind of need enough space here to get our sentiment going. And I'm going to do that next. So now I'm stamping for the first time. I've done a lot of the card without any stamps. And this is the soft suede ink here. And this is from that Easter Friends stamp set. May your days blossom with joy and happiness. And I'm going to put that kind of across the top, like so. I just kind of liked the soft suede. It's not black, but it's dark enough to really show up well on the Mango Melody. And next I'm going to grab this little row here from that tulip die, and I want to have it be up on both ends. So I just want to kind of trim that little piece off so that we have a full one to start with. And it's going to kind of go from here to there. Actually, I'm going to just have it be so that there's that they're up, not down. So I want both of them to be up in the air, and then I want them to be full ones, not partial ones. So I can pick and choose because it's a nice long die. So I'm just going to take glue dots again, tuck that on one end, and then press on the other end into my glue dots, and then just with my fingers tuck that easily underneath there too. And then I can just kind of, there's no glue dots in the middle, so I can kind of play around and scoot to center that until it's where I like it, and then I can press it down. So I just don't want it to run into any of my words there. So we've got that going there, the little tulips. Hi there, Mary Jo. And now this is cut 1 1/4 by 2 7/8. And I know that sounds like just a goofy, like, why didn't I do 3? But there wasn't a lot of room on my card. So I tried to make it as efficient with my cardstock as I could. And now my orange is 3 inches by 1, and then would it be 3/8, I think? So just like the tiniest little mat there, but I liked that extra layer of pumpkin pie to kind of just make it pop. Oh, and I don't want to use my seal. I want to use my dimensionals here again. So I want this to pop, and I think just adding that extra bit of pumpkin pie will help. I like the mango just by itself, but I thought it just looked a little bit better to have one more layer underneath there too. Now this, like I said, I don't want it to get, too close or caught up in my windmill blades. So I'm going to actually extend it kind of past my designer series paper here and get it pretty close, almost to the edge, but so that a little bit of the mango is showing there. And press that down, and then we still have the blades that are free flowing, so it's just going to lay over top. Or if you end up copying this card and yours is up just a little bit, maybe this is a blade that's going to lay over top of that too. So hi Missy. Oh yeah, doesn't this just look like spring? I thought so too. I was really excited to put this card together for you guys for that reason. And then I thought, let's put a little bit more accessories on here, so the brushed brass butterflies come out for that. Oh, and I just dropped my take your pick tool. There's 2 sizes, the larger and the smaller. I'm going to use just the smaller ones and a couple of them. So I'm just going to put one of the butterflies over there. There's not a lot of space, and then one up here, so that we have a couple of those going, and I think that just adds a lot too, and it makes it look even more springy. And so yeah, you can see that it catches the light, but then I kind of like the subtleness of it on there too. Hi there, Carol. Now for the inside, Missy's watching, and last week she's like, you do a good job with decorating the inside. So then of course the stress, no, just kidding, Missy. The thought of, okay, what do I do sometimes that might be better than others? So when I have, let me give you this sheet. When I have 12 by 12, starting with it, I cut sections 5 1/4 all the way up, and then 4 inches. So I have 3, and then 5 1/4 all the way up, and then cut it by 3. So I can make, 6 card fronts out of this 12 by 12 piece. But then what happens is there's this 1 1/2 inch strip left over here. So I cut that in half to make it 3/4 inches across, and by 4 inches this way, and then I can get 6 of them. So I can make 6 card insides from that little leftover piece of strip to match my 6 card fronts for the outside. So in essence, when I'm done with 6 cards, there is 0 scrap. Well, there might be, hold on, like, so if I cut this 4 and 4 and 4, actually, no, there's 0. There is 0. I was trying to think if there was like maybe a 1/2 inch. No. So that works out perfectly. And I just love putting these little strips there. Sometimes I'll do it this way, sometimes I'll do it there. Hi, Deb. Good to see you on here. And now for the inside, this is from that other tulip stamp. So I know for the outside, I use the Easter Friends, but I'm resorting back to the tulip stamps to go with that suite. And this is a photopolymer stamp set. So I'm going to quick scoot in my stamping mat so I get a good clean, crisp image stamped out. And I'm sticking with my soft suede for that too. I thought about doing pumpkin or something, but I kind of liked how it tied from the windmill on the outside to the inside and just really stands out well. And I feel like it kind of coordinates with the flowers well too. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of adhesive here, some seal, put that there, and that's going to be the inside. And how fun is that when you can see this tie in with the mango melody there too. No one deserves a happier birthday than you. I feel like there's so many people I could send this to. And there's the fun windmill there. So hi, Connie. So that is card number 5, guys, already for the month of March. Let me get this turned around. Like excited, anxious, because like I've got 20 more designs that I want to do this month for you guys. Okay, maybe, I don't know. That's what's spinning. And so I'm halfway done, and how you can get my set of 10 cards this month. Oh yeah, Missy, that is. And so Missy's going back to using up the whole 12 by 12 sheet of paper. It brings me great joy. Like sometimes it's so hard to cut into paper because we all want to save it. But once we cut into it, I get pure joy of using something completely up and not having scraps around. So that is good. Yeah, reconnect. Okay. And Brenda's asking when the Tulip Festival is in Orange City. So the Tulip Festival in Orange City, Iowa is May 18th through the 20th, for sure, I think the Thursday, the 19th, 2021, something like that. So that weekend, but it starts Thursday, and they have events even earlier in the week too. So yeah, so check your calendar out for that. But how you can get my set of 10 cards, back to reality, is use my March Stamp Camp host code with an online order, minimum $75 order. Or if you need help for me or with me to order for you, I can sure do that. But just remind me to put that host code in so that you get the 10 cards if your order is over $75. And if you just want the set of 10 cards, that's great. And that's $25. And just contact me to say that you want to be on my list to get those too. So have a great evening. I'm not going to be on tomorrow. College son goes back to college, and just want to make sure that he has everything ready. It's just kind of been busy. So just don't want to feel rushed for that and have him forget something. And then I'll be back Wednesday for you guys with card number 6 for the month. Thanks so much. Take care.